Hello, my friends. Today we are going to be talking about, I'm going to be sharing how I get my kids to keep up on their responsibilities at home. This is something that I teach in my program, Unburdened. And so we're going to dive into kind of the surface of it here and give you a taste of how I run things, what I found works. This is based on just really experience. I actually am not a person that reads parenting books, really. It's just not really my thing. I feel really empowered as a mom. I feel like I know what is best for my kids, and I really believe that. And as my kids have gotten older, for reference, my oldest is my only girl. She's 13. And then my boys are 11, 10, and my youngest is turning 8 this week. Or actually Monday. So my kids are older. They're not super little anymore. However, I have been implementing this type of thing since they were really, really small because it was just me. My husband, Brian, at that time was working really long, crazy hours. I've shared about that season of our lives on the podcast before. And I was with the kids from the butt crack of dawn till way past their bedtime. So it was just us. I was responsible for everything, and really a huge piece of how I got through that time was teaching them to help and pitch in. If you're a person that doesn't think that kids need chores, this is not for you. We just don't match. That's fine. On and out to the next person that vibes with you. I believe that kids benefit greatly from being a part of a family culture, a family team. I think it's really healthy for them to have responsibilities and to begin to learn to manage their time, manage their lives, while also balancing that with incredible amounts of play and fun and enjoyment, which is really how I live too. So I'm giving them that picture by practicing what I'm teaching them and then passing that down to them. If that vibes with you, you're going to love this. If it doesn't, it's all good. So, what I'm about to teach you is the foundation of this is what I call anchors and rhythms. It is an alternative to routines. For me, stiff, rigid routines just don't really work. I feel incredibly trapped and stifled by routines. It doesn't work for me. I am very spontaneous. I just need freedom. I don't like being told, even by myself, on this day, every day at this time, I do this exact thing. Well, not even that. It's like Wednesday is kitchen day and Thursday is bathroom day. And I don't like that kind of traditional routine, I guess is what I should call it. The kind of things where you go and you look up like house cleaning routine for busy moms, and that's what you're going to find. That's a traditional routine. I don't like those kinds of things because what if I want to catch up on work all day on Thursday and I don't want to do the laundry and I don't have time for it because I'm feeling really inspired in my business? Well, now Thursday was set aside for laundry day. So if I don't do it, I'm kind of screwed. We're going to run out of clean underwear. It puts me in a place of being behind. And that feels very pressure cooker to me. And I really don't like it. So I set out, when I started my business, I went from being a stay-at-home mom to being a work-at-home mom and starting a company. What I did was I realized I needed more flexibility. I didn't know it at the time, but I also am a person with ADHD. That's the topic on the podcast this week, by the way. If you resonate with that and want that support, it's there for you. Podcast is free. I just really needed flexibility, and I didn't fully understand why at that time, but I knew that's what I needed. So I spent about a year and a half trying different things, throwing noodles against the wall, seeing what stuck. Basically, I had to do in my life and my schedule what I did years before with my home. You guys probably know the story of decluttering and figuring things out and having that big realization that there was just too much shit in my way. I needed to just purge. And I ended up doing that with my life and my schedule and what was taking up my time, not just my space. And so what was born out of that was what is now called Unburdened. It is one of my signature programs. It's my personal favorite of all the programs that I have created over the years. And in that, I teach anchors and rhythms. And so instead of a traditional routine, where there's a lot of stagnation, there's a lot of being stuck and obligated, you are taking something that you do every single day, no matter what's going on. If you're going to Disneyland that day, you're still going to wake up, Lord willing. Fingers crossed, we don't want to miss Disney because that's something, like death. If you're going to work all day, you're still going to wake up. If you're going to take the kids to school and then have an at-home day where you're taking care of things around the house, you're still going to wake up. If you're going to Disneyland that day, you're probably still going to have your morning cup of coffee. You're probably still going to brush your teeth, also, Lord willing. There's things that you do every single day, no matter what is going on. Take those things and attach a rhythm to it. Rhythms are things that must be done for things to function. You have to have groceries in the house to eat. You have to have food on the table. You have to have clean underwear for your kids. I mean, they could probably go commando for a couple days. It's all fine. But typically you want to have clean clothes. Feel me? So rhythms are things that absolutely this has to get done for us to function. And you attach it to the anchor of something that you do every single day without fail. I gave a lot of morning examples. This could be midday examples. I always order a salad from my favorite restaurant down the street for lunch. Every day, typically, I order a salad. Or if I'm not, I'm eating lunch at some point, and I'm almost always at home. If I'm not at home for lunch, let's say I'm meeting my friend Karen for lunch. I maybe will do the rhythm when I get home if I think of it. But if I don't do it because my day was a little different than normal, it's no big deal because every other day I'm taking care of that rhythm. That thing is done. So when you miss a day or 2 or 3 days, it's really not a big deal. And that is the power of rhythms. So in Unburdened, there's a whole module, a whole section on rhythms and anchors and billions of examples and teaching you how to set up your rhythms, the things that you have to get done. I love you so much. Thank you. The things that you have to get done. So that is the foundation of what I'm about to say. If you don't have that done, you need to get Unburdened. It's literally on sale for now. It's the biggest discount I've ever done on it. I probably won't do it again. I was just feeling it. It's normally $800. It's $297 right now. There's about 150 something spots left for that deal. So go to the link in my bio and click that and get yourself Unburdened while it is the lowest price that it ever will be. Okay, so having explained rhythms and what that is, this scenario, you have that all done. You're good. You've got your anchors. You've got your rhythm set. Things are going really well for you with the things that you get done. Hi from Idaho. Hi from Arizona. So you've got that going. And now you're like, okay, the kids, I want the kids to have anchors and rhythms. I want the kids to be doing their responsibilities. Okay, so the first thing with this is you have to understand that these are children. They're children. Even if you have a 15-year-old, that's a child. And they only know really what you've taught them. What is the expectation that you have set in your home up to this point? That's what they're responding to. Okay? So you need to get to a point where you understand that you are women, ladies, we are the matriarchs of the family. We are power embodied. We are the guides. We are leading our children. We are showing them how to live. We are teaching them how to treat people, how to treat themselves, how to maintain their time, how to manage their lives. That doesn't need to feel like pressure. It should feel like freedom and joy. That's awesome. And so realize that these are kids. And anything that you're doing that you don't like is something that on some level you have allowed and possibly enabled, even if by mistake. And that you are the guide. You are your baby's guide. And if you don't like how you have been guiding them or accidentally maybe misguiding them in little things, shift it. Decide. Not doing this way anymore, not available for this anymore, going to shift the way I guide my kids. And so when you decide that and you know you're the guide, the perspective shifts from, oh my God, these kids never do anything. The kids down the street, they do their chores every day after school. Their mom told me you guys are useless. You don't do anything. No, we're not doing that. That's not what you want to be. So don't be it. So realize that you are the guide and you can shift your kids. They might have an attitude. They might have behavioral issues. They might, all kinds of things. Let's not go down that rabbit hole. But you are their guide and you can set the way things are moving forward and then be patient to adapt with that change. Okay? So the best, my opinion, the way I do things, which is what this live is about, natural consequences are king. So natural consequences versus you being the parent, like, you didn't do this, so now you can't. This is what this looks like versus that. A natural consequence starts with a conversation and a set expectation. So I sit my kids down and I'm like, okay, I feel like the things in the house are just not functioning well. Feels like things are not getting done. Feels like things are just a little messy. It feels like the things that we use every day are just kind of getting left out. I feel like the dishes have been skipped a couple nights this week. It's really stressful in the morning when we're trying to make breakfast and get out the door for school. Do you guys agree? And they're usually like, yeah. I'm like, okay. We're a team. Team Casaza. We got to get our shit together. Let's brainstorm. Is everyone still good with the chores they're doing? If it's no, we get out a piece of paper and we start making a list. All right, Bella, you're in charge of boom, boom, boom. Leland, you're doing this and this. You two, you're going to do this chore together. Emmett and Hudson, you're going to take out all the bathroom trash cans. We assign the work that needs to get done. What's being missed? What's falling through the cracks? Where are I teach this in my book, Declutter Like a Mother. Going through your house and finding the gaps and then building a bridge across them so they're not a problem anymore. Where are the gaps in your home? What's not working? And that you have that conversation with your kids. I'm having that conversation with my kids. And so, yes, exactly. Kirsten, yes, it's just facts. Let's make it neutral. You assign all this meaning to it, like, no one helps me. You guys are lazy. You're not doing this. You are projecting, girlfriend. We don't need to do that. It's just neutral facts. This sucks. I don't like it. It's not making me feel good. How do you guys feel? Bring them into the team. If you want your kids to be a part of your team and help out, you gotta bring them into the conversation and the end goal. A team has the same end goal. When the Vikings play the Lions, they have the same end goal. They want to win. Okay? They don't some of them are just thinking about whatever and they're not scattered. They have the same goal. And what happens in the locker room? The coach is amping them up and getting them on the same page, really bringing them together. You got to do that with your kids. They don't know. And here's the other thing, they don't care. The kids don't care. Maybe you have a kid that cares, but my kids don't care. And I don't expect them to care. I don't do the thing where it's how could you live like this? They can live like that because they're kids. They'd rather play video games and pick their noses and they don't care. I care. But we're a team and the team sometimes contributes. The teammates have to contribute to something that they don't really care about to get to the end goal. And we all agree about the end goal. We want peace in our home. We want mom to feel good. We want dad to feel good. We want all of us to feel good. And there's responsibilities that we don't really care about but need to get done. So that's me being the guide. Remember when I said you're the matriarch, you're power embodied. That's me being power embodied. I'm not assigning meaning to it. I'm not over emotional about it. I'm not freaking out. Please, I have my minutes. I've definitely done that recently. But when I'm grounded and I'm really being my true self, it's not like that. It's just, this sucks. Let's have a powwow. Okay? So setting the expectation. Who's doing what? Okay. Next is When are we going to do this? Guys, I let my kids kind of figure a lot of this out. There are some things that like, I'm not living here all day working to make money for everyone and then like having a dirty kitchen. No. So some things like need to be done in the morning. Some things need to be done before school and after school. Okay. No, Brandy, it's not too late. Absolutely not. Would it be too late if they were 19 and living in your house? It's not too late. It's never too late for this. Be the guide. So we're talking about the timing. So basically what I'm doing is I'm helping them choose their anchors. What is the anchor, the thing they do every day without fail that is going to be attached to the rhythm, the chore that needs to get done? And I'm sorting that out with them. Once I have the set expectation, the time of when they're going to fulfill these expectations for the family, for the household, we organize it. So for us, there was a time where we had a whiteboard in the laundry room that was like everyone's chores and like the rhythm it was getting done, when it was supposed to get done. AM and PM color coded for person. Very type A, not really me. It lasted for a couple years and I never put it back up when we moved. So right now for us, it's literally just like a piece of paper on the fridge. And it's taped to the fridge because our fridge is not magnetic. So it's literally kind of looks like shit, but I don't care because things are getting done. You know what I mean? Like, things are getting done and there's a reminder for them. Kids don't care, so they're not going to remember. You know they're going to remember when Roblox releases the next whatever the hell, but they're not going to remember the things they do every single day because they're kids and they don't care. So accept that they don't care. Accept that they don't care. Once you have everything organized, you've got the natural consequence conversation. Okay, sorry I said that a little too early. We're going to circle back to that. Okay, yes, Brandy, you're starting today. Function over aesthetic. Yes, I'm usually not like that, Britt, but you know, I am with this because I just don't care. I'm not getting the whiteboard. Like I'm not in that season. I do not give a rip. So the natural consequences come in at this point. So in this same conversation that I'm having with my kids, where I'm guiding them and we're like, you know, figuring out the shit show that is, you know, how our house is running. I'm like, okay, what about when life happens and you forget or you don't organize your time very well and you leave a book reports due at the last minute and you have to focus on that and you're not able to do your chores. What about when you don't do it? Let's talk about what is something that would motivate you guys. Like if it's not done, you're going to be like, dang it, I really wish I had done that. I'm literally having them choose what's going to happen that we all agree on if they don't do what they agreed on doing. This is teaching them to be good humans. This is teaching them responsibility. I don't have to punish. I don't punish my kids ever. I'm a natural consequences type of parent. And then if there's no natural consequence and I need to step in, it's a conversation and I'm really good at it. That's a conversation for another day. Natural consequences. What's going to happen? They're like, how about we take away tech time? How about we can't play, I don't know, Fortnite? How about you take away money? Because my kids all have, do you guys know what Greenlight is? It's an app with debit cards. My kids all have Greenlight bank accounts and they get paid for doing extra work around the house, helping with things. They get paid for helping in my business. And so they have money going in and out. And so sometimes we'll do money. Sometimes we'll do, okay, option 1, you lose 30 minutes of tech time for each chore not done. They don't get very much tech time, especially during the week. Sometimes we don't do any and we only do it on weekends. But on the weekend, what do they want to do, guys, when they wake up? Can we play games? That's the first thing my kids want to do. So if it's like, well, go and see, I've been keeping tabs on the, you know, super aesthetic taped list to the fridge. Yes, green light for the kids' debit cards and bank accounts. I've been keeping tabs on what wasn't done, so go count up like the minutes that you have to wait while everyone else plays games. And they're like, oh, and they're, okay, I don't want this to happen again. I want to like make sure I get my stuff done this week. It works. It works. It works for my 7-year-olds, it works for my 13-year-olds, and it works for the little guys in between. It works. And the best part about this is there is never a need for me to be like, get in here. Who left this? Like, are you serious? It is just like, interesting. I'm having to do the dishes because I will not live in a home where I'm working, running a business about home, and my kitchen feels messy. So I had to do Leland's chore. Check 30 minutes of game time. And so I'm not even saying anything. I don't say anything. Sometimes I want to, but I don't say anything. It's a natural consequence. This is the way that things work in life, in the world. It is teaching them, it is training them, it is empowering them, it is preserving my relationship with them. I don't have to be the mom who yells and freaks out. You're putting them in charge of how their day is going. Now, the littler your kids are, the less it's gonna be like quite like this. There were adjustments that I made when they were little, and I'll share a few of those quickly for those of you that have younger kids. So when they were little, I'm talking like, I don't know, maybe like 5 and up, 4 or 5, like I was teaching them, guiding them. It was very much more hands-on. At that point, my business was either new, or before that I was a stay-at-home mom. So I had a little bit more availability. You'll have to adjust this for your schedule and your lifestyle. But I was teaching them and enforcing this and talking about we're a team, we're Team Casaza, we're a family team, and just guiding them through their rhythms, doing it with them. Telling them like, okay, it's time. Like, you just brushed your teeth before bed. So what does that mean it's time for? Time to clean up my room. Right. Let's go do that. And I would just sit on the floor while they did that and talk to them, keep them company. Like, I guided them through the habits. I didn't do it perfectly, obviously, because if I did, my kids at this point, it would just be so habitual. I wouldn't have to have these meetings and conversations. But if I knew what I know now, and my kids were little, and I would probably do it pretty perfectly, because I realized how important it is. So if that's you, that's how it should feel for you to get this result. The last thing I want to say is that this takes time. Like, it's not going to change overnight. You have to be consistent. Kids, teens, everybody that you're raising needs consistency. And I talk about this in Unburdened. I also talk about your partner, your spouse. Like, what about them when they're like not your kid and you don't want them to feel like your kid? The worst thing you could do in your marriage, one of the worst things, is treat your partner like they're your kid. So like, there's a whole thing on that, how to keep track of all your rhythms, keep track of all your stuff, with things like Trello, platforms that are free that keep you organized, like our typical day, our family rhythms, like all of it. It's a lot, and it takes time. But for now, I just want you to know, like, this is possible and this is how I do things. And I hope it was helpful for you. Don't forget, Unburdened is an $800 life coaching program. It's going to change your entire life. It's normally $800. It is $297. I opened up 200 spots the other day. There are like 150 left. Go snag one. When it's gone, it's gone. I won't be doing this again. It's something that I felt on my heart this week that I'm putting out there. Go snag it and start jumping in this weekend. Oh my God, your life is going to change. It's going to change. Tag your mom friends in this video. I love you guys, and I will talk to you next time.